of that nonsense. Okay, so I've come back, but I haven't really been out here yet because it's been bloody cold. But we got a nice bit of sun shining today. So what I'm going to start on is the boot lid. My mate gave me an old Ford bonnet, so I'm going to try and wrap that round that frame to make the boot lid. Okay, so this is the bonnet, and you can see it's got a bit of a curve on it, but it's black and it's got a nice patina, so I'm quite happy with that, and it didn't cost me anything. Problem is trying to find stuff that's no good for anyone else. If you follow the series, you remember there was a boot lid up the road off Austin Shear Line or something like that, but it was in too good a nick, and it seemed a shame to cut it up. The biggest problem with this though is it sways, so I'm going to have to beat that out. I've had a little go yesterday. I come out here for 10 minutes yesterday, but it was too cold, so I had a little beat of that, so that's what I'm going to have to try and do. So I cut the shape out first and then work it from there. A really nice time in Lanzarote. I didn't want to come back at all. 24 degrees, and then coming back to, well, it's -1 today. It's a bit of a drop. From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore, from the queen of the flowing mountains to the Southfield by the shore, she's mighty tall and handsome and no quite wall by all. She's the combination of the Wabash Cannonball. Right, so what I'm going to do now is cut this front off. Well, I recently saved the dandy, so the people always say, New York to St. Louis, Chicago by the way, from the hills of Minnesota. Right, you can see here just how much it goes out by now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp a bit of wood to here and see if I can squidge it out a bit. I don't know what it's going to do. You metalworking blokes will probably be frowning at me, but I don't know what else to try. And I'm going to have to flatten these swages out somehow. Right, I've clamped it, and it's actually gone in there quite well. You know, see, it's flattened straight up. And look, it's starting to follow. It's only this bit. If it didn't have that, it would have gone straight in. But what I'm going to try and do now is I put as many clamps in as possible and then tap that over that way. I could possibly rivet it or something to the bottom, or even weld it to this edge. Right, so there's the first bit down. I'm going to work my way down here, slowly clamping it and bending it. GoPro keeps switching off because it's too cold, which is annoying. Following that all right. Oh, that's not too good. A bit of a whoops, but it'll be all right. That's not bad at all. Well, listen to the jingle, rumble and the roar as she glides along the woodlands. Okay, it's kind of getting there now. It's following it all right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this off at 50 mil all the way round. Well, listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar. Skies along the woodland to the Southfield by the shore. And the mighty rush of the engine on a lonesome hobo haul, traveling through the jungle on a Wabash Cannonball. Yeah, first one of the day. I put it in the vice just to flatten it out a bit, so I can get a bit of a bend round and all that. Just making it want to be straight, not twisted. Right, so I'm going to tack this edge on. I'm going to try and put a little tack in now. I don't know if it's going to go. I think. Right, there you go. There's the first fit, and I'm pretty pleased with that.
Just quickly before we carry on, I'd like to say a massive thanks to everyone who bought one of my lovely Oak Swamp t-shirts or hoodies last time, and also massive thanks to all the kind lads who went to the tip jar. Cheers boys.
Hello Ranger Man.
Bit nicer a day, temperature's up, I think it's about 10 degrees. We had a bit of a storm last night, but I think we only caught the edge of it, so all the tarps are still on. Well, that one's not, but froggy, froggy, froggy. I had a bit of a mark up and this is going to be the edge. So what I'm considering to do with this is to trim this up so it's all about 10 mil, and then put it in the bead roller and fold it, do a hemmed edge on it. You see the same this side. The only thing is with doing this, I'm going to need 2 people, so I'm just going to trim it up for today. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to run a strut across here, just tack it in there, because this bit keeps popping in and it just make it a lot more rigid. The way I'm going to fit this, I know I've tacked it a bit, I'm going to trim this off properly, but I will tack that onto there. The rest of it I'm going to clamp up and use tiger seal on it, because I don't want to weld this too much because it's going to ruin the lovely patina. I'm going to cut all this edge off because this edge is really sharp. This is what sliced my finger yesterday. It's alright today. Right, I'm clamping this bit of alley on this fella as a guide because I want it to be nice and straight. Thing is, with using old metal, you don't ever get any second chances. This I've just cut off was the bit I was supposed to be bending over. Looks like I'm not bending them over now. No worries. Right, so I'm just going to cut this one off the same. Right, so for this centre strut across the middle, I'm going to use a bit of this little 3mm angle, and it makes a good fixing point, makes it easy to bolt stuff to, and bolt a bit of timber in there if I need to for when I put the padding on. So I just got to chop a little tiny bit off of him and tack him in there. Now when I put these on before, without noticing it, I put them round the wrong way, so I'm going to put these round the other way now. So all I've got to do that is punch a couple of holes, put a couple of rivnets in, and also I need to make a corner for here. Dum 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 dum. I don't really like using rivnets, but this is the sort of place where they work quite well. Now I've got to just drill the hole through the skin so I can operate the lock. I've got these little cupboard handles and they come with this little plate, so what I might be able to do is drill them out. And that sort of just finishes that off. Where I've got this underneath, I should be able to just drill through and put a little tiny tap through. What this is also going to do is going to pin the skin to the frame as well. What I'm going to do now is get a bigger drill and just put a little taper on the edge just to make it look a bit sweeter. Right, what I'm going to need is a handle on here. I just looked in my brass drawer and I found some of these funky things, but I found that fella. Nice, very plain bit of brass. Right, I've got no bolts long enough for this, so I'm going to be using these little fellas. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to drill a bigger hole in here so I can get something down to do that up. Ooh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, so this corner over here was rotten and it kind of just fell off, to be honest. So I'm going to cut a new piece and tack it on. Right, there you go. Bit gruesome out here. Right, so what I've got to do here is I've got to make some straps that come down to here to stop this going back any further. Right, so what I've got to make is something that hinges, and then as this closes, it's going to be sat like that, and as it comes up it opens up and it stops us going any further. Right, I'm going to use this 5mm. I've made quite a bit out of this. It'll come from a garage somewhere. My neighbour Baz next door got me a load of these pieces. I'll just put a bit of a curve on him. It goes as far as it can, then it stops, you see, so then that will stop it coming forward, you know, and then you pinch it up like that. Right, there we go. Well, they seem to work all right. It's still raining. I've got to make a little bracket for there that's going to fit to the frame of the boot lid. So I've got to put a hole on this end so I can drill through both of these at once, I think. Roger, I best put a pop on him first, didn't I? And some of that mush. Right, so what I'm thinking about doing is having this mounting about there. I think what I'm going to have to do is cut this one down there to here to make it short enough. I'll be out here for long today. I still feel really rough. Don't know what went wrong last night. Got up in the middle of the night, just started throwing up, threw up for about an hour, went back to bed, got up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Not good. Not good for car building, that's for sure. Well, that was hectic. Just did a week of COVID again. I don't know where that came from. But I'm full of beans today. I'm ready to carry on. Okay, I've cut another piece of this 5mm and I'm going to run it down the side of that shock mount just there. So I'm just going to weld them in now, and that should hold it up in place. Oh. So I'm going to be using some of this Tiger Seal. Tiger Power and Strength. It's what they use to hold tigers together, so it must be pretty strong. The old flooring's coming out again. Hello, maggot.
Train running so fast, please don't tell what train I'm on. So they won't know which route I've gone. When I'm dead and in my grave, don't be sad and don't be brave. Bury me beneath the stones and let the train go rolling by. Freight train going so fast. Freight train running so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on. So they won't know which route I've gone.
Okay, well there you go. Let that go off now. Looks like there's a good old dent there. I'm going to take a bit more out. I don't really like that fella in there.
When I die, Lord, bury me deep, way down in Old Chestnut Street, so I can hear all down the dials and train goes rolling by.
What they've done here is they've welded a bit over the top of the tube, and look how high it is. It's been brazed or something, and it's about ½ inch higher than the rest. But the dent's alright. That's all good there. So what I think I'm going to do is cut this out here, and cut that bit out, and then just put a new piece in that goes all the way down there.
When I die, Lord, bury me deep, way down in Old Chestnut Street, place those stones in my head and feet, tell them all that I've got to sleep.
I'm going to give this one more trim round later, but for the minute, I think that's pretty much it. And now, it's noise free, it's ready to go. I'm going to get some slightly different rubber because I don't like the look of this, and it didn't stick everywhere. There you go, that makes it look way better, doesn't it? Starting to look like a real car now. So next time I'm going to be continuing on with this piece here and get this shutting properly that side as well. And I think I'll probably get both of these joints done, so that will sort of tie that up. And I'll continue working forward. What I'm also going to be doing next time is getting this steering into the right place and making a dashboard, because that will start finishing off that area. But if you want to see me do any of that, you're going to have to tune in next time. So if you're not subscribed at this point, make sure you do that. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a like and a comment. If you'd like to support the channel, please go over to the tip jar, or better still, buy one of my lovely Oak Swamp t-shirts or hoodies. And a massive thanks for watching, and I will catch you dudes next time. Hang loose.
Freight train going so fast. Freight train running so fast. Please don't tell what train I'm on, so they won't know where I've walked or where I've walked or where I've gone.
So we're right out in the middle of the desert now. We've been travelling for about 14 hours.
Water!
I should have bought a drink, really. Camel's doing all right. I might suck on his hump.
Do you want a straw?
Look, there's a coach up there. We're saved.